and welcome to my channel. I'm the Angry Simmer, and today we're back in Willow Creek with Chip and Joanna Gaines, and we are remodeling the final house in this neighborhood. On the next time that you see Chip and Joanna on my channel, we're going to be building a home, and I think I'm going to go with a container home or like a shotgun style house, just like in one of their episodes where customers of theirs purchased and then moved to shotgun style house. Because they weren't able to purchase the land that the shotgun house was on because that was being developed. But here we are working on Bob and Elisa Pancakes' house. And just like many of you, I don't have the best relationship with Elisa Pancakes in my gameplay. Bob seems to be a pretty cool guy. I never have any problems with him. But Elisa and I are not friends. But I still wanted to make sure that when they decided it was time to remodel their 2-bedroom house, where they apparently don't sleep in the same room, Brady Bunch much, that we did it right for them. So they remodeled it. They put an extra bedroom in because they're thinking of little ones. And so, and adopting a little boy and having a little girl. That's the theme I went with, is that Elisa and Bob got pregnant with a little girl. They decided they also wanted her to have a big brother, and so they decided to adopt, and because of which they needed another room in their house, and they wanted the rooms to suit the children. So we're going to move things around upstairs a little bit, changing the colors and just making it overall a more beautiful home for them to live in. I do change the kitchen layout and make it open to the dining room, so that way the pancakes can have more of a flow as they cook and eat and hang out together. So I do a little landscaping here, nothing crazy. I wanted to do some changing of the grass, but I can't get the winter mod to work. So if you could leave in the comments how you guys are getting it to work, that would be very helpful. But I also just felt like they wouldn't spend a lot of money as far as things go on the front entrance, just because, you know, they've got new siding that really just brightened things up, and the back was so beautiful the way that Maxis did their backyard. I felt like the front should stay a little bit more simple. Here I noticed that I wasn't recording, and I had remodeled the upstairs, done all the wall painting, and what happened was I decided to stop recording for a minute while I got rid of all the furniture and put lighting in, and thought I had started the video again. I don't know why I thought that. And so I showed you guys just a little bit the spin around there. There are screenshots of everything, but we spend a good amount of time decorating and getting the bedrooms ready. I did notice it before I was too far in. But yeah, so that was a little annoying, but what can you do? It's not like you can go back and redo a whole build. Or at least it doesn't work out successfully for me. I know when I did the modern mansion, modern Southern California townhome, oh boy, I did that, like I did a practice run of it and it turned out so well, but then trying to redo everything was just... oh, it was bad times. It made for a bad video because there was a natural flow to the way that I was building when I built it without the recorder going. And then there was just so much jerkiness because I was trying to make the exact same home. So, you know, problems. But I am in a better mood than yesterday. I've been watching a lot of CinemaSins and Cinema Wins today. And then, of course, what's the other one? Cinema... Fix, or the one that's like telling you the difference between the books and the movies. So those always put me in a good mood. And then of course I've been building and putting up Christmas decorations and things like that today. So I did decide on another venture to put onto YouTube, but this is going to be something that I'll talk about more later on. It's going to be a long project, though. My idea is that I'm going to be recording and doing these things for the next year. When January hits, I'm going to start it then, kind of a New Year's resolution, and then kind of go from there. So I'll record for the year, and then at the end of the year, I will put up what happened, the progress, the adventures, and all the fun stuff that I went through. So that look forward to that coming out in 2019. Yeah, because I'll be working on it all of 2018. Wow, that's plugging something way far in advance, like a freaking Avengers movie, I guess, because I've been watching Cinema Wins on the Avengers franchise. That's what got me into this. I don't know. It's also been an interesting day because it's 70 degrees again on the 28th of November. Look, it's late fall. And as much as I love the way that it feels, my brain and my closet are geared towards cold weather. And, climate change happens. And so the dogs and I spent some time today, so I was less productive than I wanted to be. And then I had my mother-in-law called last night at like 11 o'clock, and I was having trouble falling asleep. So I was in the bathtub, and she called, and I was trying to relax because I got angry again after I finished uploading the video because yesterday was a bad day. But anyways, so she called and asked me to take my sister-in-law, or pick her up from school, drop her off at her clinicals, and then pick her back up from clinicals, drop her off at school at like 11. So, and this happens I have to pick her up at 8:20. Sorry about that siren sound. I've got my windows open because it is 70 degrees outside. And it's just been craziness in my town today. Don't know what's going on. There's been police sirens and ambulance, all kinds of crazy stuff. They are working on the roads, and so people aren't used to that around here. I don't know why. But anyways, this morning I just wasn't super productive. Like, I fed the dogs at 8:40 when I got back from dropping off my sister-in-law, which is just completely threw me off because I feed them at 7 in the morning. I hit upload, or I hit, change from private to public on the videos. Then I go outside and I feed my dogs, and then I get started with the rest of my day. And that's just not what happened. So, because I was trying to make sure I was there on time for her on everything, I just kind of lazed around, not doing much other than watching CinemaSins. Here I was trying to find a piece of CC that I just downloaded, which is a really cool looking entertainment center, and I just couldn't find it. So I used the marble block, which I didn't even know was actually from the game for the longest time. I thought it was the one piece of CC that Dilly Greasy used. So wrong. But I used that mixed with the Peacemaker shelves that are from the Shaker. No, Shaker is the countertops from I don't know what it's called. Hampton's Hideaway bathroom collection. But they just make a really cool bookshelf sort of thing. But the idea here was, in the original house of, if anybody's ever not played Bob and Eliza, they have just a little living room set up here, and then in the back they have a small dining room table sort of situation in the back for 2 people because there's only 2 of them, and then a kitchen and a formal dining room on the other side. And I decided, there's a dining room around the corner right next to the kitchen. I'm not putting a dining room here. I'm going to put an office, because they have a bunch of random stuff around the house. They're skill building things. And that's, I think, why I played it the times that I have played with their family, is it already has skill building stuff in there. They already have a little bit of skills. Makes life kind of easy. But so if you're looking for a pair of Sims to use, and they're a really cute biracial couple anyway, so I like that because I tend to play with biracial couples. I think they make the cutest Sims, Sim babies and toddlers. Thank God we have toddlers and puppies now. But yeah, Eliza's just not a good person, so I don't like playing with her as much because she's mean and she's a snob. And I always was so confused because she dresses so crappily, but she's a snob. Come on now. But I want to put in bookshelves in here, and I wanted them to focus more on learning and becoming good parents here. So they're going to work hard, and they're going to read and research on being good parents, and that's the new adventure for them. FYI, I wanted to use these cabinets so bad, but you can't make an island with a bar to it unless you put a bar on it, which I could have done. So maybe I'll do that. But whoever made those, please make me a bar version of it too, please. It's such beautiful cabinetry, and I want to use it. and I just use these instead because they're basically the same idea. Although I love those the wood countertops on both of these. My husband and I were actually talking about doing the butcher block countertops, like making them ourselves. And the more research we went into it, and the fact that my husband remembered that we don't really have enough clamps for that sort of situation, because you have to like glue the pieces of board together and then hold them together until the glue dries. It just, it's a lot of labor for some lay people that, don't do that every day. He could totally do it and I could totally stain them, but it would take investing money in tools we'd never use again. And, a lot of time and effort and measuring, and then we couldn't use our kitchen for a very long time, so it'd be better just to purchase them, But here is when I decided, you know what? That backyard is beautiful. I'm not doing anything with it, but I do want to put... I'm so sorry about that. I've been drinking Pepsi all day, which is not something that I do, but I had to get some for that baptism that I told you guys about. So it's in the house, it's facing me down, and it's bad. Oh, I love that bookshelf. Anyways, but I decided I wanted kind of like a mud room to go in here because I felt like Chip and Joanna would always, when they have the opportunity, add a mud room. So that's what goes here, but instead of just doing what I do here and putting on the search function for pets, I decided to try and look through it, all the stuff for a while. And so this only took me about an hour to remodel this house, but I felt like I wasted so much time in a lot of spaces, and I should have kept that yellow. I thought that yellow looked really cool, but I feel like Chip and Joanna don't typically put in bright color things like that. I made this really kind of the masculine fusion that Chip and Joanna usually go with. Whereas that yellow probably could have brought in a little bit of femininity to it. But you live and you learn. Right here, I actually had to stop the recording for a minute because the game decided it hated me and didn't want to put the bench there. And eventually I move it and put it in the other way. But whenever I went to do the screenshots, the bench that it never wanted to put there showed up. And I was just like, are you kidding me? You're really going to do this to me? And so I think in one of the screenshots, you can see it show up still, the long one of this, which is CC, which by the way, Maxis, when you put out the eco living thing, these would be such a cool thing to add to the game. Although I say that, I always want Maxis to add things, but for them adding furnishing, it's never going to be the way I want it to look because I like alpha CC. So sometimes I think I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot asking for them to put in things that I would want because it's not going to be the style that I like. And it would just be bogging down my computer when I have, the CC that works for it. Now, some people like Harry and a few other simmers that I know of take out the CC that does the specific thing. There's the police again. Sorry. I swear I live in a nice subdivision. We're not, doing anything bad over here. But anyways, they take the CC out and just use what Maxis gave them, but they prefer more of a Maxis match sort of look. But we are at the screenshots now. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please hit the like button if you liked it. Hit subscribe so you can hang out with me some more. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.